Positive for the future. Positive for the future. I'm the only number 30 in this league.
Is my number 30?
Yeah, your same scheme. You just have one of those same schemes, that's all.
You want me to go change it?
No, I'm just kidding, man. It ain't gonna matter. It's just gonna stay on there because you joined the session with it. I was just messing with it.
Ladies and gentlemen, race fans, welcome to South Boston Speedway. We are live tonight with the Giggity Racing League as the Helping Hands Street Stocks are ready for another night of short track racing. I'm Shane Morris with Morris Motorsports Media, and tonight we have not only a race to talk about, we have a championship battle that is getting very interesting. So as we go ahead here and we watch some of the drivers get their qualifying laps underway, Seth Weaver, he's going to be qualifying in the 4th position here. Let's go ahead and see who is runner-up for 2nd. Is Mr. Case here. He is the 01, repping a 30 car, paying respects to Kevin Tattersall here tonight. Mr. Tattersall has not yet ran a lap yet, but we're going to have 2 number 30s out there, but he's the 01. Andrew Plummer, he's going to be in that 3rd place position. And then we got Tim Trowbridge. He's going to be qualifying for 1st place right now. Have not seen Stephen Harlow run any laps as of yet, so we shall see how long Trowbridge hangs on to this P1 position as he finishes up his qualifying laps and gets ready to take it to the pit road to get everything set for today. As soon as we see Kevin Tattersall is going to set out and start his qualifying laps here in the other 30 car. Let's see what we can come up with here. Just waiting for Stephen Harlow. He did go ahead and advise us before we climbed up into the box here tonight. He was at the emergency room. We're not too sure if it's an injury to himself, someone else. Hopefully everything's good as Tattersall spins out in turn 3. He's going to hopefully regroup here and get a better qualifying lap under his belt here than what he just went ahead and had. All right. So as we go ahead here and we watch these gentlemen get their qualifying laps going, I just noticed that I need to do a fix here. Do this. There we go. Tattersall in the 8th position, running a 17.8 fastest time here. Let's see. He's losing it right there on turn 4 every time as he just goes ahead and shaves that front bumper off into pit road. Mr. Case taking as many laps as he possibly can right here during qualifying. Trowbridge hanging on to it with a 16.19 right now. Stephen Harlow still has yet to make an appearance out here. Let's go ahead and see what Zach Berger's got under his belt, as he's running a 16.81 as well, so he's not too far off. But he's going to be back here in the 9th position behind Kevin Tattersall. Tonight's race information, we're going to be here sponsored by Helping Hands Contractors per usual. It's going to be a mid-afternoon race tonight here at South Boston Speedway. 59% humidity, 10-mile-an-hour winds. Not going to have too much of an effect. We're not going to be on a speedway here tonight. We'll see how this goes. As we watch Zach Berger drifted out of turn 3 into 4 and finishes up his qualifying. He's going to be right there at a 16.61, right behind Kevin Tattersall. Qualifying is done and no longer underway. Did not get a qualifying lap from a Stephen Harlow. We are going to have 2 heats of tonight's race. First heat is getting ready to grid up for the first 10 laps of this evening. Tim Trowbridge is going to go ahead and take that pole position. Right behind him is going to be Jack Manser as well. So let's go ahead. Let's see the grid for right now. So Tim Trowbridge is going to be in the 74 car. He's yet to grid. Jack Manser is going to be in that 33. Stephen Davis right behind Jack Manser in row 2. Well, he's going to be behind Trowbridge to be precise, but he's going to be in the 15 car, as you can see right there. And then right behind, next to him is going to be Seth Weaver. He's going to be in the 05. And then Zach Berger and Joey Brewer have yet to grid, but Trowbridge finally made a showing up. There he is in the 74 car. So we're gridding, waiting for all these individuals here. As we're going to go ahead here and we're going to look at Chopper, because we want to make sure that these gentlemen stay in their lines during the restarts and stuff. But coming into South Boston, Stephen Harlow does lead the championship with 203 points, but sitting right behind him as they were tied neck and neck last week before the Wayland Modifieds is Tim Trowbridge. He's going to be sitting there now this week at 195. Less than 10 points between these two gentlemen. That's 8 to be precise between first and second with Trowbridge. So every position matters tonight, especially for Trowbridge. He's going to have a perfect night if he's going to want to yank that away from Harlow. Harlow, again, as we mentioned, did state that he was at the emergency room, so hope everything's okay with him, whatever's going on. Maybe we'll get some more information on that. If not, prayers be with them. But every pass matters tonight, every incident, and if either one of those guys has a bad night tonight, this championship could look completely different than when we leave South Boston here. So as we go ahead and the pace car is off, we are green, green, green for the first heat of tonight. We're going to go ahead here and we're going to watch our man, Tim Trowbridge, blast off into first place here. Right behind him is going to be Stephen Davis in that 15 car. And right behind that 15 car is going to be Jack Manster, who looks to be dropping in some positions here. That outside line not doing him any favors. You see a slide on the outside of the 05 here as the 05 Seth Weaver dives below him a little bit and takes that P3 position. So as we see week after week here, we're so used to these guys not digging it too hard during these heat races, but we do see some movement and some contact in the field as we watch Jack Manster telling Seth Weaver, "Hey man, can't wait to see you during the main event. This is going to be really fun." Well, Stephen Davis is not too far behind Trowbridge, but as we can tell, I haven't seen Stephen Harlow and Trowbridge in the same heat race last couple of weeks. It's usually just they get their little taste for the victory lane, and then they go ahead and move forward with that. Stephen is here. He's in the chat. Perfect. Race control just advised us that Harlow is going to be here. He just did not set down a qualifying lap. So we have 5 laps to go. Trowbridge in the lead. Seth Weaver fighting it out for third place right here with Jack Manster. I heard a little bit of contact. Joey Brewer's already sent it to the pit lane here. That's perfectly fine. So we get our eyes back on Trowbridge over here. It's definitely going to be a battle back here for third. Jack Manster really wanting to get around Seth Weaver. Maybe he's going to take that inside here. It looks like we might see him attempt it here. Holding onto that apron, not too deep in there. Can Manster hang on to this and get around Seth Weaver? Little bit of traction loss right there out of turn 4. Maybe we'll get him here again. It looks like that 05 does lose a bit of speed into turns 1 and 2. He's pretty consistent with it though. As we go ahead here, he does seem to... Ooh, yeah. Oh! Little bump from Jack Manster. He just locked up the brakes there and slammed it into the outside wall for Seth Weaver as the unofficial results are underway. Seth Weaver did go ahead and secure that third place position, though. So as we go ahead here, we're going to get into Heat 2. Heat 2 is going to consist of Mr. Case. Again, I always am unable to pronounce his first name, and that's usually how it goes. But Mr. Case is going to be in the P1 position. Right behind him is going to be Austin O'Keefe. Andrew Plummer not too far behind him. I can't speak English tonight, guys. Kevin Tattersall in the P4 position. Stephen Harlow, he is going to be making his I can't speak today. Making his appearance here. He's going to be starting in P6 as he did not have any qualifying laps down here. So let's go ahead and get this underway. I know you guys are probably annoyed with the chopper view, but I love it. I feel like I can watch this race up and down. So again, Mr. Case in the 30 car, repping 2 cars behind him, which is going to be Kevin Tattersall in the 30 car. Just wanted to say, look, I can be just like you. Austin O'Keefe is going to be in the 24 car to the right side of Mr. Case. And then second row is going to consist of Andrew Plummer and Kevin Tattersall. And then third row is just going to be Stephen Harlow all alone by himself back here. I'm interested to see how fast Stephen Harlow does shoot through this little pack of 4 vehicles in front of him. Does he have it in him tonight to lead all 10 laps and get through? Maybe he just wanted to challenge himself. I'm excited to find out as we have one more lap around before we go green. All right, pace cars should be ready to be getting off of the track here as they come down the back stretch. Going to be entering into turn 3 out of 4, and then green, green, green. Let's watch that number 6 car closely and see how fast he shoots through these guys. I'm betting on him right now. So we're green, green, green. Mr. Case is hanging on to that P1 position. Stephen Harlow already reaching up for third. Can he get past number 24, Austin O'Keefe? He does. As Harlow is taking that third place position now. Is he going to take it from Plummer? Now, if you do remember a couple weeks ago, anytime Stephen Harlow and Plummer are right next to each other, there's always a little bit of contact. I don't know if they just like each other, love to let each other know that, hey, I'm here, but always some contact between these two, so this ought to be interesting if he goes ahead and tries to dig it on the inside and pass him. But we do have Elijah Case. He is going to be leading for 3 laps now in a row. Looking pretty good, running 16.38 right now. Andrew Plummer is going to be a 16.40, and Stephen Harlow's is going to be running about a 16.44, which was his best lap here tonight as well. As these fellers stay in a good tight-niched group of 3 here. It looks like we got a bit of a race back here for Austin O'Keefe and Kevin Tattersall as well. I know we were talking to Mr. Tattersall here before the race begun and before we climbed up in the booth, and he said that he's not too happy with how he's feeling about this, but hopefully he gets a good position out of it. So I'm hoping that for him as well. Looks like I'm going to call him Ajaya. Mr. Case is just going to take P1 all the way for Heat 2. Really interested to see here if Stephen Harlow is going to pass Andrew Plummer here. Three laps to go in Heat 2. Mr. Case seems to have this one in the bag. I don't know. Andrew Plummer sneaking up on him pretty fast in that turn, 3 and 4. Is Mr. Case going to hang on to it? He's driving it pretty deep into those turns. That left side skirting of his vehicle is definitely scraping. They are really bunched up here as we go 2 laps to go. We got Mr. Case, Andrew Plummer, and Stephen Harlow. Your top 3. Final lap to go. Andrew Plummer on the inside. Can he take it from Case on the Heat 2? Looks like it's going to be P1, P2, P3. Good show by Mr. Case up here, and that 3-0 car winner of Heat 2. And a heck of a show by Stephen Harlow, getting out here and gaining 2 positions in Heat 2. As we go ahead and we watch everybody park and get ready for the main event, go ahead here and we're going to discuss a few more things. So just to take a look at these drivers that are racing for the night. Now, on tonight's grid, I know we looked at some partial grids, but here's the full grid of tonight. You can ignore me. Number 12, Shane Morris. I'm going to be up in the booth. I just have to register to get my wristband to get up in here. But Stephen B. Harlow, he has 203 points here. Didn't have a qualifying lap, so he's going to be starting from the last position. And then Tim Trowbridge is going to be in P2. Let's go ahead and tune in for Trowbridge's little announcement real quick.
We know how that's going to hopefully not go. Hopefully it's going to go really well. Want to give a shout to Taddy. Thank you for no tire limits today, so do with that as you will and that knowledge. As per usual, the initial start is on green. All restarts are on the leader. Leader has lane choice. I'm not changing, just to be clear. And then if we go yellow within 10 to go at the end and iRacing tells us to go single, we will still double file. We will announce that. If there are questions or concerns, please ask questions at that time.
Alrighty, you heard it here first. Tim Trowbridge letting everybody know how it's going to go tonight.
You're welcome.
He's going to be starting in the P1 position in that
really
74 car. 2 is going to be Mr. Case. He's going to be in the number 30 car. Stephen Davis right behind him in P3 in the 15 car. Andrew Plummer in the 98 car starting in P4. P5 is going to be Seth Weaver in the 05. And then Stephen Harlow, he's actually going to be in P6. I thought he'd start at the end. He didn't qualify. Kevin Tattersall, P7 in the 3-0 car. Jack Mansur, he's going to be starting as well in the 7th position. Kevin Tattersall in the 8th position, sorry. And then Zach Berger, who is going to be in the 10 car. And then Joey Brewer has not come out of the pits. Must be having some issues with the vehicle. As we go ahead and we have one more lap around, I believe, unless I was talking. I was, and we are green, green, green. Tim Trowbridge taking it off for the lead here. He's going to have a real big battle with Mr. Case. I can already see this forming. We got the number 15 car of Stephen Davis getting in the back of Andrew Plummer there a little bit out of turn 3 and into 4. Lots of tight racing here. I had too much monster here. Oh my goodness, I'm going to have the hiccups. Andrew Plummer trying to hang on to that P2 position with Mr. Case. He's getting the P2 position in the turns and then losing it on the straightaways. That outside line must be favorable. Andrew Plummer does secure P2 position right here in the straightaway and in the turn, and now gets around the 01 of Mr. Case. Mr. Case slowly dropping back. Stephen Davis on the rear bumper here as we watch this battle break out early on. Trowbridge looks to be having himself a good start. He's got quite the gap in front of everybody, about a sixth of a second right now. Let's go ahead here. Let's check on a couple of people. Your championship so far, in overall points, Stephen Harlow looks like he dropped the position. Looks like he's going to play this pretty patient here tonight. Hopefully he's okay. Trowbridge could really use the win if he can lead all 75 laps here. Stay in first, not be swallowed up in any incidents. Because I'll tell you guys this. This track is going to go ahead and be a little bit demanding once we get some heat on these tires and some wear on these tires. We're going to be seeing some incidents. So as long as everybody stays clear and we stay green, we'll be all right. Hopefully we'll see some green flag pit stops as well and see what everybody can do. I know they have unlimited tires out here. The Michelin truck must have just parked and they're going to be out there. As we watched a little bit of contact there with the 33 and the 05. Looks like may have just self-spun. I don't have any incidents to report up here. Not much damage I see on the 05, so must have saved it, and then Jack Manser's just waiting to get around him now. Let's go ahead here. Trowbridge's gap is staying consistent. He hasn't lost much time on it. Andrew Plummer securing the P2 position from Mr. Case, and then Harlow sneaking up into the 5th position now, up a position from where he started. We got a little group back here. Jack Manser trying still to get behind that, get around that 05 car as he dives to the inside here. That 05 car just stays snug, it looks like, as Jack Manser looks to have lost a little bit of traction there. Right in the apron a little bit, not trying to get up into his right rear here. Right behind these two battling it out is going to be Kevin Tattersall. Finds himself a little bit of the wall there. If you ain't rubbing, you ain't racing. But I am looking at that 05 car. I know we saw him a little bit sideways. I might be seeing some right side damage. I'm not too sure. He did get into that wall. So we go ahead here and we see not much movement in the field as these guys are just being patient, letting the car do the work, not putting too much wear on the tires as well. It's very smart as we have 15 laps in this session. But as I was saying before we did go green, Stephen B. Harlow's got 203 points this season thus far. Overall, in second place is going to be Trowbridge. Again, last week they were tied neck and neck. So we have a little bit of a separation back in third, though, with Andrew Plummer. He's going to be sitting at 164. So quite a deficit between first, second, and third. And then Trenton Bestgrove is going to be right behind Plummer at 161. And then Austin O'Keefe, he's going to be right behind him at 150. So 11 points between those two. And then Jack Manser in the 33 that we are watching battle out over there with the 05, he is going to be sitting at 142 points here in the 6th position. And then Sam Peck, who we do not see out here. I take that back. I thought I saw Mr. Peck. I did not. My eyes did deceive me. Mr. Peck, he is parked this week. He is going to be sitting there in that 7th position at 134. And then we have a tie between 133 with Jeff Dillon and Kevin Tattersall. Now, Jeff Dillon, he did not make it this week. So Tattersall knows that he's going to be going ahead no matter where he finishes tonight. He's going to be gaining a position in the championship ranks. So what an awesome feeling knowing that he's going to be given something at the end of this. Now, go ahead here. Let's take a peek back and see what's going on here. The gap with Trowbridge is shrinking a little bit as Andrew Plummer's sneaking up on his bumper. Now, these top two right now is 3rd place and 2nd place. And as we're looking at the number 98, all I'm thinking to myself is the number 8. That's all that separates Harlow and Trowbridge. So if Trowbridge secures the win tonight, secures P1 all the way through 75 laps, I'm super excited going into next week. And next week, we're going to be going ahead and getting into ourselves some more short track series, but it's going to be the late model stocks in the bull ring next Thursday, August 27th. But as long as Trowbridge has it in the bag here, he knows exactly what he needs to do. He just needs to finish in front of Harlow. And for Harlow, you don't want to completely change the way you've been racing. Whatever he's been doing has gotten him to 203 points in the championship lead, but he also can't afford an unnecessary mistake. So as we go ahead here, I know Harlow, he's been sneaking his way up. He's up in P4 now. He seems to be relaxing, getting in his groove, hanging out. He's got a little bit of a gap, about a second gap between him and Trowbridge right now. As we're going to get into some lapped traffic here. for Trowbridge and Plummer. Maybe this is what Plummer's been waiting for. Jam Trowbridge up with some traffic and get around him and shove him down. Or maybe Plummer's going to help him through this, push him past these lapped cars, and we'll see how that goes. Looking at some tire deficits here, you can notice these cars are getting a little bit loose. That back end is not sliding out from underneath them, but I'm seeing a lot of sideways motion here. Obtuse angles is what I would call that. As Andrew Plummer is sneaking up on the rear inside of Trowbridge. Is he going to dive it in for first place? Lap 30 out of 75. A little bit loose right there for Trowbridge. Can he hang on to it? Andrew Plummer's just fighting it out with Trowbridge. Trowbridge is not wanting to take it. May just give it to him. Trowbridge needs to keep a level head here. If Plummer wants to burn his tires out, let him. I know we got unlimited tires here tonight, but strategy just going to go a long way. And it looks like Andrew Plummer's digging real hard here to get around Trowbridge, as Plummer does take the P1 position, 33 laps out of 75. And right behind him, not too far, is Casey as well. So we watched this top 3 battle go underway. And it looks like Harlow fell back a lot in that 4th place position. They got about a 3-second gap here, as Harlow's just getting into turns 3 and 4, ready to hit that start and finish. Hitting a little bit of the wall. Not his night. Still good positioning. I'd rather see him up here with this battle with Plummer, Trowbridge, and Case, as they are getting through some lap traffic. The number 15 car, that is going to be Stephen Davis, allowing your top 3 by. Love seeing that. We love good racing. Andrew Plummer now has got a bit of a gap, but Trowbridge almost about to break a second ahead. Hopefully this works out for him. I don't know his strategy. I don't know what's going through his head. Maybe he's got full control of this. I hope he just doesn't eat away at his tires. If Plummer can go ahead and pull off a victory here tonight too, it's going to go ahead and help him out. Maybe he'll be even closer to Trowbridge. I don't know if there necessarily is going to be enough to get him past in the 2nd place overall in points, but this will definitely help as the 731 gets a little bit loose outside. Trowbridge and Plummer make it through, no incident. And it looks like we have the 731 is going to be hugging that wall, and he falls back down in line with the lapped cars. It happens. As I said, not everybody's going to be as sturdy, not going to be able to find the grip as much as others. Case passes Tim Trowbridge for 2nd place. Trowbridge on the outside of Case. That 15 car, he is a lap down. I have not seen anybody pit as of yet. See if anybody's pit. Jack Manser appears to be out as well. Didn't see any incidents here. Jack Manser entered pits lap 27 and just never got out. Hope it's all as good for Manser there. But we are all green, green, green here. I'm very proud of these boys. It's going to start getting reckless here soon. As we watch Trowbridge drop down into 3rd. It's going to have Stephen Harlow. Sorry about that. Stephen Harlow sneaking up on Trowbridge right there. Harlow's about to be right behind that 15 car of Stephen Davis, who's a lap down. And we got Andrew Plummer out here. He's got quite the gap here between Case as well. Hang on to that, Trowbridge. As long as you finish in front of Harlow, you're good to go. 45 laps completed out of 75. Your race leader right now, Andrew Plummer, in that 98 car. As we go ahead here and they enter into turn 2, bend to the back straightaway. 28 laps to go. Andrew Plummer appears to have this in a comfortable fashion. Has his line, staying consistent. His lap times are looking real fantastic. He's ran his last lap that he just finished right there was a 16.8. Right behind him is Case, though. He's running a 16.76, so he's just a little bit faster, but not enough to get around him. So we're going to see a battle here soon if it consistently stays that way. As we just watched Andrew Plummer run a 16.9 and then Case 16.8. He's sneaking up on him. Statistics don't lie. Stephen Harlow passes Trowbridge. A little bit of a battle between these two. Your champion in second place here, battling it out for fourth place. Trowbridge falls back behind Harlow, giving Harlow third place. He's in the top 3. He needs to finish in front of him. Looks like Harlow's getting a little bit loose on that turn there. And the gap is forming. 23 laps to go in tonight's main event. You got a battle up here for first. Got a battle back here for second. Looks like Harlow's going to go ahead. Hit a little bit of the wall out there. Is that enough for Trowbridge to catch back up? Sucks it back down on the inside and keeps it going. As we go ahead here, and we're watching Andrew Plummer kind of drift to the outside on some of his turns now. He's not able to hunker it down as deep as he was. And we have Mr. Case being pretty deep down into the apron. Hard on the brakes there. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at the helmet cam and see the difference between these two drivers. You just hear that throttle and the acceleration and the braking. You can hear the tires as well. They're getting a little bit much there. If you watch the wheel, it doesn't look like he's having to overcorrect for a whole lot. As I say that, having to correct it a lot right there out of turn 4. Turns 1 and 2 seem pretty smooth for Andrew Plummer here. I know Elijah Case is right there on his rear. He wants that inside. You can tell. You can tell he really wants that. Fighting for first place. Mr. Case and Mr. Plummer here. As we have 17 laps to go at South Boston. I'm hoping that Andrew Plummer hangs on to this. I know they have 16 laps to go now. Nobody's pit. Everybody's kind of stayed out. Not really a need to pit, I guess. It's only 75 laps. I guess you can make a set of tires last that long if you're being creative and you're saving a bit. And I know we got Harlow. He's going to be in the P3 position, and Trowbridge, he's going to be right back here in P4. He's got about a 4-second deficit between him and Plummer. As we are not going to take our eyes off this battle as 14 laps to go are underway. Andrew Plummer seems to be getting a bit of a gap here between Mr. Case. "13 laps to go. Here at South Boston, Andrew Plummer, your race leader at this time. Aja Case right behind him, and Stephen Harlow starting to sneak up a little bit on these two. He's just sitting a second, 1.9 seconds behind there of Plummer. So I bet you he's coming across the back straightaway right here. Right behind them into turn 4. You can kind of see them here. He's definitely making his rounds. As we hear some contact. I'm really hoping to see Andrew Plummer take this home. I know Trowbridge was hanging on to it. Most laps led here tonight. Maybe he was driving it pretty aggressive, lost some of the tires. Well, we'll see. As we have 10 laps to go. And now forget everything I said about saving tires. I know these guys are all on some pretty worn material. A lot of their the vehicles about gone. No cautions, no pitting. Straight racing here tonight at Morris Motorsports Media with Helping Hands Contractors. A big thank you again to Helping Hands Contractors for sponsoring this series. Could not do this every week without you guys, as we have the battle immencing and getting more aggressive for P1 between Plummer and Case. 7 laps to go, down to 6 after they cross start finish here. Almost down to our final 5 laps as Case is fighting for that inside contact with Andrew Plummer, sends him into the pit wall. Yellow flag.
I did not mean to do that.
Unfortunate events here for Andrew Plummer as he had that in the bag. And Stephen Harlow is going to be starting off in P1 for this restart. With Trowbridge right behind him. I'm hoping that all these gentlemen go and get new tires. What a turn of events. Let's go ahead and take a second look at this incident that happened here. So as I was just mentioning, he got into the inside of Andrew Plummer here. A little bit farther down. Right about here. Gets a little love tap on that inside back bumper and just sends him spinning. These vehicles are hard to get a hold of, and hopefully not too much damage for Andrew Plummer there. I know they do have a fast repair, so hopefully here we go ahead and see more green flag. First yellow out of 75 laps. Very impressed with these guys here tonight. So we have Trowbridge getting himself some new tires. Harlow's going to go out of pit and get himself some new tires. Seth Weaver. He's going to stay out. Is Seth Weaver even... Seth Weaver's... He said, I got 72 laps on these tires. I'm not pitting. Wow. Hopefully this doesn't cause a chain of events. As we go ahead, we have Trowbridge starting right behind him in the P1 position, and then Stephen Harlow is going to be back there in the 6th. So good news for Trowbridge. Andrew Plummer, he's going to be in the 7th. So Plummer's got some hiking to do. Harlow's got some hiking to do. This might be in the bag for Trowbridge. Patience is key. Delayed green here.
Delay it so everybody can catch up.
As you heard there, so everybody can go ahead and catch up. Since we have some gaps here. It is going to be last lap here. Are they going to green-white checker it?
Yep, just a reminder, we're going to double up. So, be where you're supposed to be.
little confused here, but I'm going to be watching the restart here to make sure all these gentlemen stay in their lanes until start finish.
Green flag, green flag.
They go green, 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 white, checkered. Here we go. Trowbridge, can he get this P1 position here as he wraps to the outside of the 05 car of Seth Weaver? Kevin Tattersall right behind him in the P2 position. It's about to get antsy. We got Stephen Harlow out back there in the 6th position as P1 is going to get taken into turns 1 and 2 by Trowbridge. Kevin Tattersall hanging on to P2 as he did go in tonight not wanting to do this, and he said, I hope I get a good thing, as there's a little bit of, he got second. Let's go. I'm joking. We're not even close to being finished. We got 3 laps to go. Trowbridge has got quite the gap here. Tattersall is hanging on the 2nd. Right behind him is a battle with Andrew Plummer, and we have Seth Weaver. I'm going to say this. If Trowbridge can go ahead and secure this right now and we have no issues behind him, this might be what Trowbridge needs. Very impressed with Kevin Tattersall's here. His patience paid off. P2, 2 laps to go. We're going to be on the final lap here, white flag. We got Stephen Harlow right behind Andrew Plummer here as well. Ripping it on the inside, trying to hang on to it. Tattersall trying not to lose that 2nd position with Andrew Plummer as Andrew Plummer dives to that inside, drag racing it out down the front stretch. Can Tattersall hang on to it? He does. Secure 2nd place. Your race winner, Trowbridge. Finally got him out here on the podium. Got Tim Trowbridge out here. Finally able to get him out here and watch him win. Because again, he has not. He's gotten himself up on the Andrew Plummer's wanting to get a photo with him as well. He's gotten himself on the podium. He hasn't taken a trip to winner's lane yet, though. So as we go ahead here and wait for all these gentlemen to get all buckled in, all buckled out, got some interviews to do here tonight. What a race, what a performance, what a interesting final results. As we go ahead here and we have Tim Trowbridge, number 74, race winner. In P2 is going to be that 3-0 car of Kevin Tattersall. Number 98 of Andrew Plummer, not too far behind him as we were watching them drag race it out. And then Stephen Harlow is going to take P4. And then we have Stephen Davis. That is going to be the top 5 of tonight. You got the 05 Seth Weaver. He's going to be in 6th. 24 of Austin O'Keefe in 7th. 8th position is going to be the 01 in Case. And that other 30 car. P9, Zach Berger. P10, Jack Manser. Who parked it 65 laps ago. What an awesome race. Let's go ahead and get these guys all in here for their interviews. I really appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. Let's go ahead and get this going.
I feel bad about it. It's just a racing deal.
What's going on, guys?
What's up, man?
What's up? I'm gonna go ahead. Let's get Trowbridge up here. Finally got him in P1. Finally won him the race.
He'll be up here in just a second. He's chatting with Steven real quick.
Plummer, what happened out there, man? I know Case got up in you a little bit, but it looks like purely it was an accident.
Yeah, I didn't. I don't even really blame him, to be honest with you. I actually had a little bit of technical difficulties, lost my sound, so I couldn't hear my motor, couldn't hear my tires. So I was probably overdriving it a little bit, and I was trying to protect the position since we were under 10 laps. And yeah, I was quicker than him in 3 and 4 on the exit, and he just got me.
Yeah, he came up in under that right side. How much damage did you have going in from hitting that inside wall?
I still had a fast repair. I did see a bumper laying on the track. I really don't think I hit it that hard. It looked like I was going to hit the barrels are right on the corner of the wall, which probably would have toasted the car. But I just decided to go in and get fresh tires, get it reset, and luckily I was able to grab a couple spots there at the end and get up to third.
I'm highly impressed with the performance of everybody tonight. It was definitely a green flag run all the way up until then, and there was only one yellow tonight.
Yeah, it was a great race, and I mean that totally. He apologized for doing it. I'm sure he felt that. It's just total racing deal. Tim had a fast car. I was able to get up to him and felt like I had the car to beat, and I had saved some stuff and got up to me, and just a little Rubbins racing deal.
Absolutely. No, it's definitely been a really, really good season so far with everybody. I know you're sitting there in third. Didn't get the best position that you wanted here tonight, but I mean, taking home third place, that's not bad.
Yeah, a win would have been nice. And add to it, especially when you lead that many laps. It's just kind of one of those ones that's tough to swallow. It's really, I felt like it was my race to lose, and unfortunately I did. But, that stuff happens, and both those guys, that finished up front were super quick. So I with fresh tires and everybody reset, and as far back as I was, I knew I probably wasn't going to get to those guys, but I still feel pretty good being able to get back up to third and finish a strong race. It was a lot of fun tonight.
Absolutely. Well, you heard it here from Andrew Plummer, third place winner here tonight, because everybody's a winner in the top 5 in my book. You're getting points. So I appreciate anybody that you want to thank before you go ahead and head out of here.
Yeah, man. No, this is a series sponsored by Helping Hands Contractors. It's actually my company. I enjoy sponsoring this and have a lot of fun. And obviously the guys who are running the league, putting in the work, so we can come out here and have fun every night and, get to just race and relax.
Absolutely. You heard it here at Motorsports Speedway. Andrew Plummer, you go ahead, get rested, get ready for next week, sir.
Yeah, thanks, brother.
Absolutely. Mr. Tattersall, you got me here?
How we doing, man?
How did we find ourselves up in P2, man? Tell me about it.
I don't know, man. That caution come out, and I was running P3 because of the caution, right? So Ozzo wanted a end-of-line penalty because he caused that, so we put him to the rear. And, of course, Plum Diddy, he spun. I was sitting in 5th at the time, so now I'm in 3rd. We go to pit road, and I guess Steven kind of got shafted. He pit a lap after everybody else just because of where he was on track when the pit road opened. That's unfortunate for him. But Austin O'Keefe, he beat me out of pit road, so I restarted 4th, but the leader didn't go to pit road. That was crazy to me. But anyways, started 4th. Tim got out to the lead early, and I was able to get around the whoever stayed out there and hold on to 2nd. Plum about had me though at the line, side by side, crossing the line for 2nd.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, a 2nd place finish is going to be fantastic for you. I know you're currently tied in 7th place right now with, oh goodness, what was his name?
Jeff Dillon.
Jeff Dillon. I know he didn't have to make a show tonight, and so that's going to be a 2nd place finish for yourself, and then you're going to see yourself shoot up there in those points, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, points wise, it's great. I got to be honest. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. I did not have the car. I did work myself up into 5th, but with that said, that's because Jack Mansour, he spun, destroyed his car, kind of hit the inside wall. It didn't spin all the way out, but went to pit road. He was out of the race. And Steven Davis had a faster car too, and he did the same thing. Got loose, caught the pit wall, no caution for it, and so that gave me 2 spots, and then it luck of the draw on that restart. So definitely want to give a shout out to all the sponsors here. We got Treadwell. We have Mondays. We have Timeless Engineering. We have JXM Custom Designs. We have Custom Creations. We have Helping Hands Contractors, of course, because all other contractors are gay, and No Man's Land out there. So I want to give a big shout out to all those guys that help keep this league running every week. And that was a fun race. I didn't have the car, but running green flag laps like that is always fun.
Most impressive part I think I seen out there was that little drag race for 2nd place. That final front straight. That was intense between you and Plummer. I didn't know if you were gonna go ahead and end up using your bumper at all. Did it go through your mind to give him a shove out of the way?
Nah, I mean, Plum had that race won, until that caution would come out. Of course, he was the one that spun, but Luckily for me, and you were in there when I was doing some practicing earlier. I actually practiced the top side more than I practiced the bottom. So restarting in fourth with fresh tires, knowing the leader had old tires, I was happy in the position I was at. I knew I could hold that really well. And I mean, it was a little bit slower, but again, holding your line with 2 to go, you get that run off the corner. So as long as he didn't have a full car length on me on the exit of 4, I felt confident that I could pull off second place. So again, good run by Plum there, and yeah, it was a good time.
Absolutely. Well, awesome race. Congratulations to you. Second place. You're going to have some more points going in the next week. Are you ready to take on the bull ring?
Yeah, we'll find out next week.
Absolutely. All right, Mr. Cashall, we're going to go ahead here. We're going to talk to Tim Trowbridge with his first victory this season. Trowbridge, take me through it. What was going through your head, my man?
I just got to give a shout to Plum and Aja there. That was a really awesome race there up front. I don't know what they did different. I tried the first 30 laps, just kind of saving tire and just kind of cruising, and somehow I blew the right rear off the thing. So good on them. They were pushing super hard, and they were able to push hard and save tire, apparently. I don't know what I was doing wrong, but that was one heck of a race. And give a shout to Steven there as well. That was a pretty unfortunate, unlucky break that he got there with the pace car location, and kind of got screwed there on the pit cycle, but still rallied back to fourth. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was such a spectacular race. I mean, you led most of it. I was sitting here rooting for you. I was talking about how you're going to be passing Harlow in points, and then I saw you drop back. I said, "Oh no, I think we gave it a little bit too much beans on those tires a little too early." So, I mean, it was still a fantastic run. I know you guys had some lap traffic to get through. It looked like you and Plum kind of worked through that, and then it's Harlow. I mean, shout out to him as well. He did make himself known on the track tonight. He came from 6th all the way up into 4th, back and forth. It was such an outstanding performance. But just being with you though, we're excited. We were talking about it. We've been waiting for a podium finish here, first place. I mean, it's got to feel amazing though, right?
I mean, I think I finished second, and finally got the dub here at the in the street stocks at least. So
you needed it.
Pretty excited about that. It's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
So, caught Steven on points a little bit. I think there's still a 2-point gap, but
yep,
we'll see how the season goes. But
we'll have to see here what the future says. But I don't. Tonight's race definitely. I know we were talking about tire wear being a condition to it, and were you trying to save early, or were you just giving it?
Oh yeah, no, I tried to pull out a gap and kind of cruise a little bit, and I knew I was saving a little bit because Plum and Aja caught me, and then all of a sudden, like I said, I don't know if I overheated the right rear or what happened, but she definitely got real loose real fast, and I had to let the guys go. I couldn't keep up and try and keep the car straight. So I was thankful for that yellow there at the end because, like I said, don't know what I did there on the rear, but those fresh stickies really helped, and I helped pull Taddy there to P2, so that's pretty exciting as well.
Absolutely. I mean, going into that final restart with that 05 car in front of you, he was the only one that did not pit. He said, I had 72 laps of tire wear on these things. I don't care. Did that go through your head at all? Did you pay attention to that, or did you think that he had freshies too?
Oh, I even had to keyed up and asked if he actually stayed out or not. I thought maybe he got a wave around or got lucky on the yellow after he got a wave around or something, but no, he said he stayed out. So I was like, okay, well, we just got to be smart here on the restart and just make sure we stay as high up there just in case he loops it on the entry to 1. But no, it was good. It was pretty cool. Like I said, saw myself, and I knew I was going to get a little bit of a gap with whoever was starting 3rd there. So it was definitely helpful.
Outstanding. Well, awesome performance here tonight. Finally got you first place. That's awesome. Anybody you want to thank before we go ahead and get you loose, get out of here before you go party?
First and foremost, got to give a shout to you guys up in the booth. Always appreciate everything you guys do. Taddy already said it before, but all the sponsors we have in the league here, give a shout out to the league here. Thanks to Taddy and Jack and all the others that help put this stuff on. And finally, as always, got to give a shout to the wife and the family for letting me do this crazy stuff this late at night.
Absolutely. Well, perfect. Absolutely great racing tonight, Trowbridge. We'll see you next week when we take on the bull ring, and we'll see it there. Have a good night,
yes,
my
sir.
man.
Thank you, guys.
Alrighty. Well, that's going to do it here for South Boston here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Another fantastic night of short track racing for the Giggity Racing League and Helping Hands Stocks sponsors. Congratulations again to Mr. Trowbridge on picking up the night's victory. First victory, P1 this season. So huge thank you again to Helping Hands Contractors for their continued support of this series. And thank you to the Giggity Racing League admins and every driver who showed up and put on a show for us here tonight. And a huge thank you to everybody who joined us live here on Morris Motorsports Media. If you enjoyed tonight's race, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and come back for the next one. Next week, we are going to be racing at the Bull Ring in the late model stocks. It's going to be August 27th at 9 p.m. Tune in. And if you've enjoyed tonight's race again, hit that like button. I would really appreciate it. It's been Shane Morris here with Morris Motorsports Media from South Boston Speedway. Good night, everybody.